Hello, my name is Amber Jane Turen. I am a USF senior graduating with my marketing major. This is a Tableau assignment is going to be Strategic Management and Decision Making, MAR4824 course number. Here I actually have the data set, which is expressing that of different kinds of marketing campaigns and their acceptance within the market. It showcases different data points such as levels of education, their total income, marital status, but focuses more on the types of products in which are being sold by the company, the revenue being generated from it, those of the types of purchases and where they're purchasing from. I definitely saw when I looked at it, I knew that I wanted to focus on different levels of education and how they're reacting to campaigns between the different education levels. Also, which audience is generating the most income, producing the most sales, where are they buying their products, and if there's room for improvement within these marketing campaigns. This is going to be my first sheet, just a basic bar graph showing that of the different levels of education and their income, which can be shown at the top in detail. Also, we have another bar chart, a little bit more in depth. This is going to show the types of purchases, or actually where they're being purchased based on their education. Again, that variable in which we're focusing on. You have an easy to read bar chart here showing that education level, but this is going to be the revenue actually being generated. As you can see, this graduation is going to be quite large, but then we're going to be able to tell that or express that in the future in our dashboard. In this, you just have a basic chart, again, showing the acceptance levels of the campaigns based on that of their education. So really getting into it here, you have our interactive dashboard showing those different sheets that we just went over. I wanted to go ahead and start off by clicking on the second cycle of education here at $82,000 in income for them. I think it's important to show this first because it's interesting that they have the most income, but yet they're not actually generating a lot of revenue. Seeing here that this is going to be $2,233. It's actually going to be the smallest revenue being created by any type of group. It's also important to show that these are all going to be pretty low numbers and that their acceptance of campaigns are no larger than 15. That's a lot different from checking on something out of masters. Masters are going to be second to lowest income. However, you can see that they're almost double that of the revenue being created by that of the first education level of the second cycle that we actually saw. Here I just wanted to point out this acceptance of campaign 2, it's going to be quite low. Although they're generating more revenue, they're buying more products, this acceptance campaign is actually going to be quite low throughout all levels. I'll actually go ahead and show you that now. Looking down the list, you're going to only see the highest being that of 16 in the graduation, but compared to that of their other acceptance, it's quite low. So possibly changing marketing efforts in the future, taking away profit, taking away money from that campaign and putting it into other efforts. Going back to this graduation that I said that we were going to look at earlier on this bar chart, you see that it's 1,200. That's quadrupling that of the masters or that's quadrupling that of the second cycle and doubling that of the masters, which is really extremely important to note because you can see that this target audience is going to be producing the most revenue. Here in the type of purchases, they don't have anything under than 1,000, which is really interesting. And here you do see that they are actually totaling quite great numbers for the acceptance of campaigns. It is important to show that although campaign 2 isn't very successful, that of campaign 3, campaign 4, campaign 5 all have great successions, and throughout everything being seen, you can see this one's going to total 163 acceptance, same as campaign 5, and 167 for campaign 4. So focusing marketing efforts on those campaigns is extremely important. I also just wanted to point out that this is going to be a target group that should be expressed upon. I believe that there is great interest for this target group just because they have such liquid funds accessible. They're going to be that at the highest level of income, but yet they're generating the lowest revenue and not creating sales for this company. And so if there's focusing marketing efforts, maybe taking away campaign 2 and putting those efforts into a different campaign, possibly geared towards the younger generation of those of the graduation, which is the most successful, and the second cycle, which shows the most potential for the profit regions of this market and for this company, which could be really successful. I also just wanted to point out that it's important not to do something such as the PhD because there's not as such potential. They actually have lower income and they already are producing okay amount of sales. They're going to be right in the middle here on this pie chart. As you can see, they're going to be about the third or the second largest. So focusing much more on this of your second cycle is going to generate more profit for the company. And that's where I believe marketing efforts should be expressed based on the data that's being seen here. Thank you.